Okay, again, and welcome to Child Care Services Lunch and Learn in conjunction with the DECAL Nutrition Department. So again, like I had said previously, please make sure that you have any questions will be placed in the chat. We will be creating an FAQ, or a frequently asked questions document, that will be posted along with a copy of the PowerPoint and a recording and the FAQs, and we will send it out as a later date. If there is any other topics that you would be interested in doing, Child Care Services doing as a lunch and learn later on, we would very be much interested in that, and you can put some of those suggestions in the chat as well. So food service and nutrition is our topic for today, and Child Care Services is so happy to partner with the DECAL Nutrition Services today. We are very excited about that, and we hope that you find this as interesting as we did while we were putting it together. Lunch and Learns are a quarterly series, and we're pleased to present this with information that keeps everybody updated on topics to keep better informed. Today's objectives are we're going to understand some required licensing rules for choking prevention. We're going to be reviewing some menu planning principles. We're going to identify, not only from a licensing standpoint, but from actual practical nutrition standpoints, reducing choking risks during meal times, and then some creative and fun ways for some great snacks, especially as we are entering this holiday season. So I am Candace Gilbert, the Training and Communications Manager with Child Care Services. Also on today, we do have Cody Parham, the Professional Development and Training and Communications Consultant with CCS. We also have Diana Myers, the Nutrition and Physical Activity, I'm trying to read this, let's make sure that I'm saying this correctly, get everyone's titles correct, Supervisor. Morgan Chapman, the Nutrition Education Specialist, and we do also have Tina McLaurin, a Physical Activity Specialist. So if you have any specific questions regarding those areas, we should have all the experts on board today to give you those right answers. So the first part we're going to review today is our licensing rules. In the last 4 years, there have been multiple choking incidents resulting in children's injury and death in child care programs across the state of Georgia. And obviously in Child Care Services, we take these very seriously and take these serious injuries and death to heart. We would like to highlight some rules and regulations that help reduce the risk of these serious choking incidents throughout the state of Georgia, and we're hoping by increasing awareness and the understanding about compliance with these rules will result in a decrease in the choking incidents and the injuries, and we want 0 deaths right across child care programs in Georgia. The rules that typically cover the feeding of children, and we know that some of these changes happened just a few years ago when we had back-to-back child deaths and injuries. And so we just wanted to make sure that we're highlighting these, as we do get a lot of questions about quite a few of these rules. What's really neat is that one of the handouts talks a lot about these things, the mealtime active supervision and mealtime supervision handout that is attached to this webinar, highlights some best practices and actions we can take for these rules. Please make sure that if we have an infant that's less than 6 months old, that they are held by staff while feeding. This is a requirement. We do not prop any type of baby bottles in any type of child care program, whether that be a family child care learning home or a child care learning center. We are not going to be giving a solid food, including cereal, to any child under 1 year of age without approval from the parents and or the physician. We need to make sure that we are cutting for children under 1 year of age, that all food shall be cut into 1/4 inch or smaller. Toddlers have to be cut into a 1/2 inch or smaller pieces. Center staff, we do need to make sure for center staff that we do not have excessive amount of foods in their mouth. This would also obviously go for families as well. This particular rule has to do with center staff, but it is mirrored in the Family Child Care Learning Home rule book as well. So if we have any family child care home providers on the webinar today. So we are not going to have excessive amount of food in children's mouths. We need to make sure that children are chewing food appropriately, and at all times children need to be seated, and they should not be lying down sleeping, or doing any other activity than sitting in the chairs and while food is in their mouth. So this would go for any type of mealtime. This is for breakfast, snacks, lunches, dinners, any type of time, celebratory food, any type of time that we are eating or feeding children. They need to be seated and again, not lying down while they have food in their mouth. Staff need to be attentive, participating, and then they need to be seated within arm's reach of children. And this is for children who are 36 months of age and younger during all mealtime activities. And we do get a lot of questions about this. What if they're 3? What if they're 4? There is a difference developmentally for children who are 48 months of age or 47 months of age, who are 3 years and 11 months, and 36 months of age. As child care providers and early child care professionals, we know that a lot of development happens during that time period. So we put 36 months is intentional, and that is the number that we are looking at is 36 months of age based on the birthday of that child. If you have any specific questions regarding this rule, because we know it can be a little, so we're very specific on this for a reason. You can always reach out to your child care services consultant or your child, if you go onto your Decal Koala, and you can see who is assigned to you. And if you do not have a current child care consultant, you may talk to the coordinator in that area. One expensive piece of equipment that we recommend as a best practice to keep on hand in all child care programs is a choke tube. The choke tube has proven to be helpful in choking prevention. It is typically made of clear hard plastic. This tube measures about 2.5 inches in length. It allows someone to see how easily young children could swallow small objects. Most commercially available choke tubes have pre-printed instructions on them, as you can kind of see in this photo. Often these choke tubes do also have bilingual instructions, English on one side and Spanish on the other. How you're going to use a choke tube is you're going to place the whole object inside the cylinder. We're not going to press it down. We're not going to try to squeeze it in. If the object fits entirely inside the tube, it fails. We don't want it to fit because it could pose a choking hazard to children under 3 years of age. So you can see videos on how to use choke tubes on the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission website. And so there's some great videos on there as well. Child care services consultants should typically have one of these on their person in their bag when they're doing inspections, if you would like to see one in action. And I'm going to pass it off to Morgan.
Okay, thank you, Candace. So again, my name is Morgan Chapman, and I'm the Nutrition Education Specialist in Decal's Nutrition Services Division. So let's jump into menu planning for snacks. All right, healthy snacks taste delicious and fuel children's growing bodies, laying the foundation for a lifetime of healthy choices. When planning menus, you should consider whether snacks are tasty, visually appealing, and fit within your budget. The menu planning principles as outlined on this slide provide a great starting point for planning. So let's briefly review each of these principles. When planning snacks, you should strive for balance. So during the week, you want to serve snacks that are lower in saturated fat, added sugars, and sodium most of the time. This can help balance out an occasional snack item that may be higher in these nutrients. You want to include variety, serve different types and forms of vegetables, fruits, grains, meat, and meat alternates during the week. This will help you to provide children with the nutrition they need, and it also helps children to learn about different foods. Focus on contrast. You want to explore different shapes, sizes, textures, and tastes. Pair snack foods from a smooth with those that are crunchy. So for example, you want to do fresh lettuce leaves with creamy chicken salad, crisp apples with smooth nut butter, or milk with cereal. Also be mindful of foods that may pose a choking risk to young children. You also want to include color, so plan menus that use different colors of vegetables and fruit throughout the week. Colorful vegetables, fruits, and herbs can also add appeal to beige, white, and brown food. Make sure food is appealing because we all eat with our eyes first, including children. So that appearance, you want whimsical food presentations because that helps make snack time more fun. Even older children and adults appreciate colorful food containers, packages, and creative recipe names. Ensure that foods are of high quality. For example, you want to make sure breads are not soggy, apple slices are not browning, and vegetables are not overcooked. Using herbs and spices. So again, even young children and adults appreciate snacks with flavor. Herbs and spices can be used to enhance the flavor of snacks without added sugar or salt and make new foods more appealing. Herbs and spices can also be used to add color to foods. Start with a small pinch of a herb or spice until you're familiar with its strength, and then taste and adjust as you go. Add herbs to cold foods like dips, cheeses, vegetables, and dressings several hours before serving or overnight to allow the flavors to blend. Use savory or biting spices and herbs for salt reduction. These include black pepper, garlic powder, curry powder, cumin, dill seeds, basil, ginger, coriander, onion, and oregano. Use sweet spices for sugar reduction. These spices, like cinnamon, ginger, and nutmeg, are appealing in sweet dishes and can give the impression of greater sweetness. On this slide are some best practices to keep in mind when planning snacks for your program. And so just to highlight a few, serve a vegetable or fruit for at least one of the two required components of a snack each day. Include whole fruits and vegetables, whether fresh, frozen, or canned, instead of juice. Serve a rainbow of colors. These different colors provide an array of vitamins and minerals essential for good health. Include a variety of whole grains like quinoa or brown rice, and meat alternates like beans, peas, lentils, eggs, nut butters, tofu, and yogurt. And lastly, instead of traditional sweet toppings like honey, syrup, or sugary jams, you can use alternatives like fresh fruit slices, fruit purees, a sprinkle of cinnamon or nutmeg to add sweetness without excessive added sugar. And so that brings us to our first poll question. And so the question is, which area of menu planning would you like to improve to make the snacks you are serving tastier and more visually appealing? So everyone should be able to see that poll and can select an answer. Okay, we have some responses coming in. So right now, variety is in the lead and balance is right behind it. I'll give it a couple more seconds and then Candice, you can close that poll out. All right, so it looks like we have 54% that said they want to work on variety, 18% appearance, 14% said color, 8% with balance, and 6% with contrast. So thank you for sharing that with us in this poll. So next, let's review reducing choking risks at mealtimes. Before wrapping up with ways to make snack time healthy and fun, let's briefly review choking hazards and ways you as a child care provider can reduce the risk of choking in your program. It is important to keep in mind with planning snacks which food items are appropriate for the age groups you serve. Children choking at mealtimes can happen quickly and can be very scary. In fact, between birth and 4 years of age, children between birth and 4 years of age are at the greatest risk of choking while eating, in part because they may not chew food properly. Young children also have a small windpipe or airway about as wide as a drinking straw, making it more likely for food to get stuck. Food causes over 50% of choking episodes in young children. On this slide, you can see some examples of types of foods that are most likely to be a choking risk for infants and young children. So those foods are firm, smooth, or slippery foods that slide down the throat before chewing, small, dry, or hard foods that are difficult to chew and easy to swallow whole, and sticky or tough foods that do not break apart easily and are hard to remove from the airway. There are 3 key ways to help prevent choking. So one, know which foods are the most common causes of choking. So you want to avoid serving foods that are small, sticky, or hard foods that are difficult to chew and easy to swallow whole. 2, you want to select and modify foods to the appropriate size, shape, and texture to lower the risk of choking. For example, if you are serving raw carrots and hummus to children over the age of 4 for snack, modify the carrots to be the right texture for younger children by cooking or steaming them until it is soft enough to pierce with a fork. And number 3, you want to always supervise children during meal and snack times. Sit and eat with children at meals and snacks. Remind children to take small bites of food and swallow between bites. Eating together may help you quickly spot a child who might be choking. So the chart on this slide and the next slide include foods that may pose a choking risk and ways to modify those foods so that they are safe for young children to eat. The chart on both of these slides are by far not an exhaustive list of foods that pose a choking risk to children. Also on this slide, notice the asterisk beside cheese and grains, as these food items can contain food items that are potential allergens that you should be aware of in your program. Again, on this slide is the second part of that chart with some additional food items that pose a choking risk and how to modify them. And again, nuts and seeds. It should also be nut butters, and vegetables also have an asterisk beside it to let you know that these food items are a food allergen you should be aware of. So in the last 2 slides, I mentioned food allergens. So what is a food allergen? A food allergen is a protein in food that causes an allergic reaction in some people. An allergic reaction can occur within seconds to hours after consuming a food allergen, causing symptoms like itching, swelling, rashes, or difficulty to breathe, depending on the severity of the reaction and the route of exposure, whether it's skin contact, inhalation, or ingestion. Although nearly any food can trigger an allergic reaction, there are 9 foods that cause the majority of reactions. They are milk, eggs, peanuts, soy, wheat, tree nuts, shellfish, fish, and sesame. When preparing meals and snacks for children, when preparing meals and snacks for children with food allergens, it's extremely important to prevent cross contact. Cross contact occurs when an allergen is accidentally transferred from a food containing an allergen to a food that does not contain that allergen. Cooking the food does not reduce or eliminate the chances of a person with that food allergen having a reaction if the food is eaten. The best way to avoid this is to have a policy or plan that focuses on food allergens and develop food allergen protocols in rooms where food is prepared and or served. For example, you may color code utensils and equipment, isolate ingredients, and prepare menu items individually. So coming up in the next few slides, we will have some snack combinations that include things like cheese, peanut butter, nut butters, and some other items. And so these combinations will not be served to children with a known milk, peanut, or tree nut allergy in your program. Although these are examples for you to take back and use at your program, please be mindful and incorporate what best supports the needs of your program. On this slide is a mnemonic to help you with memorizing those top 9 food allergens. So please seek eatable food so we may serve to all. And so again, that's peanuts, soybeans, eggs, fish, shellfish, wheat, milk, sesame, and tree nuts. So let's explore ways to incorporate nutritious, fun, festive, and creative snacks into your menus. Start with theme names. So give snacks festive names that coincide with the seasons or holidays. So for example, during the seasons, You may offer a frosty fruit salad, warm apples with cinnamon, cool cantaloupe, and refreshing raspberries. During some of the holidays, like Valentine's Day, you may offer Cupid's arrow with mini heart-shaped pancakes, blueberries, strawberries, and oranges on a kebab stick. For St. Patrick's Day, you may offer green foods like avocados, green apples, honeydew melon, kiwi, peas, and spinach. Cinco de Mayo, you may offer a fun and colorful rainbow salsa with tortilla chips. 4th of July, you may offer fruit sparklers, which are star-shaped watermelon cutouts and blueberries on a kebab stick, or a red, white, and blue fruit pizza with strawberries, bananas, and blueberries. And lastly, for Halloween, you may offer mummy mangoes, gooey guacamole, monster mashed potatoes, or jack-o'-lantern juice. You can also do themed days, have a rainbow day where all snacks are colorful and vibrant, or a superhero day with snacks named after popular superheroes. Give snacks colorful names like fiery red peppers. Consider pairing snack color themes with the color of the week. So this gives you an opportunity to extend your curriculum beyond the classroom. Consider sports or superhero names like touchdown tacos, savory snacks like yogurt parfaits, sweet snacks like yogurt parfaits, and savory snacks like soft pretzel bites and cheese sauce. And if you could click a few times for me, Candace. And so on this slide, you click it maybe two, okay. On this slide, you can see a warning sign beside trail mix, and that's to let you know that trail mix does pose a choking risk for children under the age of 4, and therefore it should not be served and may be suitable for children over the age of 4. And then at the bottom, you can see some trail mix ideas for children under the age of 4. So dry cereals and puffs like Cheerios, pretzels, crackers, dried fruits like raisins, and sunflower seeds. Okay. So non-traditional snacks are another way to add variety to snack menus. For example, offering breakfast for snack like waffles and pancakes with fresh fruits, or a quick and easy snack choice. Items like pasta salad, soups, wraps, veggie and fruit roll-ups are other fulfilling non-traditional snack options. Fun with dips. So children love dips, so snacks present the perfect time to introduce a variety of delicious dips paired with fresh fruits and vegetables and whole grains. From creamy hummus with veggies to tangy yogurt dip with sweet apple slices, you can create a dip combination to please every palate while providing essential nutrients. And if you can click, I think about 2 times, Candace. And so on this slide, we have a warning sign beside celery, as well as nut butters. Hard foods like celery and other raw or partially cooked hard ingredients, again, pose a risk for children under the age of 4, and therefore it should not be served. In addition, spoonfuls of peanut butter or other nut butters may also cause choking. You want to spread nut butters very thinly on foods like the apple slices to prevent choking. And you should serve only creamy, not chunky nut butters. And also nut butters do fall up under those top 9 allergens. Okay. Additional snack ideas to make snack time even more fun and engaging. So interactive snack stations. So set up different stations where kids can assemble their own snacks. For example, a fruit and veggie bar with a variety of fresh fruits and vegetables, along with dips like yogurt and hummus. Kids can create their own fruit and veggie cups. Storybook snacks create snacks inspired by popular children's books. For example, Green Eggs and Ham, you may use dyed double eggs, or The Very Hungry Caterpillar, you may make fruit kebabs. Cultural explorations introduce snacks from different cultures. This can be a great way to teach kids about diversity and try new foods like hummus with pita, sushi rolls, or empanadas. Garden projects, so grow simple herbs or vegetables with the kids and use them in snacks. For example, basil for mini caprese skewers or mint for fruit salads. Edible art, let kids create their own edible masterpieces using fruits, vegetables, and other healthy ingredients. Think of it as a healthy version of playing with food. So on this slide, you can see a little girl from Ware County Head Start, and the kids in her class have the opportunity to make blueberry smiley faces. And lastly, mystery ingredient. Go back one more to Candace. The mystery ingredient. So if you want to introduce a mystery ingredient each week and challenge the kids to guess what it is and how to use it in a snack. This slide is just some more snack ideas that you can use in your program. Always remember to be aware of any food allergens. On this slide, we have another reminder with the nut butter. Remember, it's a choking risk, or spoonfuls of peanut butter or other nut butters may cause choking. Spread nut butter thinly and serve creamy, not crunchy, not chunky. Okay, next slide. Okay, and on this slide is an example of how you can use the different themes and ideas that we've talked about to plan a snack menu. So Monday they kicked it off with like the non-traditional snack with baked potato bar with toppings like veggies, salsa, and cheese, and paired it with whole milk. Wednesday they did a similar non-traditional snack, which was an egg sandwich on whole wheat English muffins, and they paired that with water. And they closed out the week Friday with the beach day theme, and they served cauliflower clouds and broccoli trees with hummus. And of course, the hummus represented the brown sand on the beach, and paired that with water as well. This slide and the next slide lists fun and creative family snack ideas that you can share with families to extend healthy eating beyond your program. Both slides include some asterisks to highlight items that do pose a choking risk and should not be shared with children under the age of 4. Again, this is the second part of that, some more ideas that you can share with families. And these are some snack planning recipes and resources that you can use to support you in planning snacks in your program. So I hope everyone found this information to be helpful, and I'll hand it back over to Candace.
Thank you so much, Morgan. That was some great information, and it was really great. So you can get an idea, so everyone can have an idea of there's still great snacks and food out there that will fall under childcare licensing. You can see it does not limit you maybe to some ages, but there's still great healthy choices out there and great snack choices, including, you know, those themed snacks or anything else. If you have any questions, please feel free. If you have any questions about the rules, you can always reach out to your childcare consultant, but you can always send an email to childcareservices@dcal.ga.gov. And Morgan is ready and waiting for any questions or anything you have regarding nutrition. And remember, we do still have, we have our physical education person also in our nutrition services, and I know she would love to answer questions for you as well. If you have any way you want to combine that healthy nutrition with also some physical education and movement as well. I'm going to double check to make sure that we don't have any pending questions or anything like that. If you do have any questions or anything like that, please feel free. We are going to have this posted onto our website, and we will make sure that we also are attaching these great resources for not only for the nutrition services, but also for some mealtime supervision tips for success as well. I want to thank you very much for coming today, and I want you to have a great afternoon and a happy holidays.